Big Brother, the television phenomenon. Everyone's got an opinion on it.
It's the greatest TV show that's ever been made.
At best, you might not make a dick of yourself.
I'm on a quest to find out exactly how Big Brother blasted its way into the nation's hearts.
Now, would you like me to be the cat?
Consistently hitting the newspaper headlines both here and even abroad. I've got my hands on the entire Big Brother archive, and I'll be looking at all the jaw-dropping, mind-boggling and often shocking stories in what has been Big Brother a decade in the headlines. My name's Grace Dent, and I'm a journalist and author who's written hundreds of thousands of words commenting on the last 10 years of Big Brother.
Here to give us her take on the house is TV critic Grace Dent, everybody.
I'll be looking at the way Big Brother has punched its way into the news. In a storm of controversy.
You know, are you going to have murder? Are you going to have death? I mean, you know, how far can this show go?
As well as questioning the way Big Brother has shaken up how we define fame and celebrity.
It was Big Brother coming along that really claimed back celebrity for ordinary people.
Shows like Big Brother have made fame more easily attainable, and therefore it makes it worthless.
And looking at Big Brother's record of dealing with race and diversity.
I'm black, I'm gay, I'm a conservative, I'm a master of foxhounds.
Big Brother helps people get beyond their stereotypes that they have of people.
Has it made Britain more tolerant? No.
The gay Muslim that wants to go into Big Brother as a bride.
And looking at Big Brother's impact on television as a whole.
Big Brother's legacy is massive. I mean, in terms of television, its impact, you know, cannot be understated.
So let's go right back to the very start. It's the year 2000, the cores are at number 1, we've just survived the millennium bug, and 10 naive yet oh so willing contestants have volunteered to live their lives on camera in a unique television concept called Big Brother.
A lot of people are watching us.
Millions of people are watching us.
Hundreds.
Yeah. When I first saw Big Brother, I thought this is going to be quite an upscale, interesting example of social interaction. As soon as Nasty Nick and his tricks began, the beast, as we know Big Brother now, was born.
So let's take a look at the first time a Big Brother story caused a major British scandal. All because a man wrote down some names.
As soon as everyone's up, the meeting is called.
Day 35 of Big Brother 1 is a monumental day in the show's history. It was the day Nasty Nick Bateman was rumbled trying to manipulate the other housemates' votes with a stolen pencil.
Sorry I have to say it, Nick, but I'm very disappointed in yourself. I not only feel, I'm quite positive and got evidence that you're plotting a very dirty plan.
When you think about it now, that Nasty Nick Bateman was the most hated man in Britain and had to go into hiding, and you look back, I mean, it just seems entirely insane. It's only a decade, but it's like another world, it's like another century.
Craig started off with his allegations. You know, it's come to my attention that you've been doing some dastardly. It's almost like he'd been given a script by production because he came up with the words that he can't even spell.
I have witnessed you giving me a piece of paper with various people's names on.
And then everyone suddenly got on this bandwagon of indignation. How could you do this?
Do you really, really want that £70,000? You want to win? Is that why you're doing it?
Yeah, I've done something wrong. It's, you know.
In front, not just in front of us, though. You've done it in front of millions.
I'm
kind of sick.
You just lost totally all.
That whole story, it really was electrifying. I remember being here at the Times and people sort of watching the news wires that day, like, is he going to get found out? When is he going to get found out? So really it had become soap opera. It had become Corrie. Is the killer going to be found out? Is the bad guy going to get found out? Is justice going to be served?
I think what was actually going on was this programme was suddenly being watched by lots and lots of people, and people were being outraged by this man's behaviour, and we were drawn in the way we were supposed to be drawn in.
I know, come on, it's just got out of control.
You know, we would never have regarded it in the past, but these days, sometimes the story gets so big that you cannot ignore it.
It's okay, shelf, mate.
And the price Nick paid for writing down those names? Being kicked out of the back door of the Big Brother house, right into the middle of a media circus.
Now, as soon as that guy is chucked out, is evicted, justice is done, it's become a social phenomenon because the tabloids are involved. When the tabloids get involved, everyone's involved.
After 5 weeks of constant scrutiny inside the Big Brother house, Nick Bateman faced the cameras again today at a packed press conference.
A man being kicked out of a Channel 4 game show was the biggest story in Britain.
When I came out the house to face this press conference, there was a Russian submarine at the bottom of a fjord with 53, 55 members of the crew that were about to perish. And you'd ordinarily think that would be front page news. I don't think being labelled the most hated man is a label that attaches to me. I think people got into a huge frenzy that I had committed some murder. I think at my press conference I said I'm not a murderer, and then that was used as a quote on the front page of the newspapers. I haven't committed a murder, I haven't mugged somebody. I was a player in a game show that overtly showed everyone that was watching on the internet and on television what the game plan was.
When it snapped on the wires that Nick Bateman had been evicted, you know, there was a shout in one corner of the newsroom, my God, Nick's been pushed out. You know, that's a story, we've got to do it. And other people in the newsroom just going, what on earth are you on about? That's not a Channel 4 news story.
The story of Nasty Nick had it all. Backstabbing.
He's a treacherous one, Craig, as well.
Huh?
He's a treacherous one.
Drama.
You can write people's names down on pieces of paper and show them around, but it's my turn to manipulate. You need to pack your bags and go.
Emotion.
And you need to talk to them about it, okay? You need to.
The fight between good and evil.
Please explain to me. What's your game? What are you playing at? What's your motive for it, like?
It's a modern-day Shakespeare with modern-day problems. The language is a bit rougher, but it is a direct parallel of what life is today in this country. In retrospect, you know, it was an error. But like all things, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword.
A lot of things that now seem ridiculous at the time seem completely plausible, and one of those things is obviously Nasty Nick coming out of a house, becoming a national hate figure and having to go into hiding. Now, of course, that seems ridiculous now because anyone who goes on to Big Brother is seeking notoriety of some kind, craves that kind of fame.
Nasty Nick was a household name, but was he the first ever Big Brother celebrity?
When will I be famous?
It was exciting, it was new. You know, I'd never seen anything like it before. It was full of exciting, interesting people who you thought were going on TV not to be famous. They're just going on because it looked like a laugh. But ever since then, it's just been media whores, basically.
What are you here for, fame? No. Yeah, I am, and I'm not going to deny that.
It's an easy argument to make that Big Brother's a show full of shallow, fame-hungry wannabes cluttering up our screens with low-brow banality. But I think that Big Brother actually gave normal folk the chance to taste fame in a VIP lifestyle and might just go down in history as a great social leveller. But all this might never have happened if the editor of a struggling magazine hadn't risked everything by making this man a cover star. Join me after the break to see how this decision changed the boundaries of celebrity forever.
Tabloids were ignoring it, every other magazine was ignoring it. But for us, this was a big deal.
Is the fame of a Big Brother contestant real fame? No, of course it isn't. It's a transient, fleeting, media-created bubble that bursts very, very, very quickly.
I'm Grace Dent, and I'm looking back at the last 10 years of Big Brother making the news and the impact it's had on British society. Coming up, I'll look at how over the last decade the headlines that surround Big Brother became ever more dramatic.
Shut up.
You shut the fuck up. Who the fuck are you to tell me to shut up? You might be some princess in fucking Neverland, but I don't give a shit. You're not no fucking princess here. You're a normal housemate like everybody else.
Let's go back to Big Brother's second ever eviction. Though public curiosity was growing, the press was still ambivalent, until the editor of a struggling showbiz magazine put his reputation on the line.
The figures came in for that eviction and it was clearly huge. And we just went with it. Tabloids were ignoring it, every other magazine was ignoring it, but for us, this was a big deal.
Andrew, will you please leave the Big Brother house?
This was the first time we put Big Brother on the cover. And I remember saying to people, but he's not a celebrity, he's not famous, because he wasn't. He was a guy who was locked in a house and put on Channel 4. He was not famous, he was not a celebrity. But that, in a way, was the last time we had those kind of conversations. After that, it became completely natural. There's no coincidence that our growth and the Big Brother growth were kind of hand in hand. A good example, about 4 or 5 weeks before this came out, we were averaging sales of about 100,000 a week. By the end of this series, where we put Craig on the cover, we'd had our first sale over 200,000.
Sellout Big Brother covers meant that suddenly Heat were happy to shove aside the stars of Hollywood.
And the world of the LA agents and those pleading, pride-swallowing phone calls just went out the window, because these were real people who would just do whatever you wanted to. Not because we were manipulating them, not even because we were paying them, and we were paying them, because that's how they were. They didn't have the airs and graces.
What we get when people become famous usually is them at their most groomed and their most well presented. What you get with the Big Brother contestants is them at their absolute rawest.
I loved it. I was like Britney Spears. I was truly famous. You know, you watch by 5 to 10 million people and you're in their houses 24/7.
To them, it was a completely natural thing to be on telly, to talk about people in that way, and then to do the interviews they did and live their lives out in the magazines.
A magazine like Heat absolutely relies on Big Brother contestants as much as Big Brother contestants rely on Heat. It's a symbiotic relationship that works for all parties.
Got out there, right, and me and Nikki split up, right? Next thing you know, I was brought into this room, and I've got this like, agent, and he's like, and he goes, right, you gotta tell them what happened. And I was like, really? And he goes, yeah, you gotta do it now. And I was so kind of naive, and it was like a new thing to me, that I went, okay. And then this bird come in, and then she just started asking me questions. And I thought, okay, I'll answer him honestly. And next thing you know, there's me in the papers, and it's just everything I said, and I was like, oh no, okay, this is pretty harsh. And I realised that some of the questions that they asked me, I shouldn't have answered.
If you were given the opportunity at Heat at that time to write about Nicole Kidman and to be given the amount of access to Nicole Kidman, then of course you would have gone for Nicole Kidman rather than somebody who'd been in the Big Brother house.
This new breed of celebrity that Big Brother had created altered the very notion of what fame was. How do you think Big Brother was changing the concept of fame?
It was proving that fame wasn't the idea that only certain people from a certain strata could be famous and in the public eye on the cover of magazines. You didn't even have to be ridiculously glamorous or naturally good looking. You just had to be an interesting character.
Good.
And this caused a revolution, the whole Big Brother thing, because it claimed it back for the press, but also for the people themselves.
Big Brother has made it acceptable to be famous for doing nothing.
Gives people an idea that fame is attainable now, but just by being yourself.
I think Big Brother has changed the notion of fame, and I don't think necessarily in a good way. They're not getting fame because they've achieved something incredible or because they've worked very hard to get it. They're getting fame by dint of the fact that TV cameras pointing at them and they're doing daft things.
Why is it something worth aspiring to if anyone can do it? And what is it at the end of the day? You go on TV, at best you might not make a dick of yourself, and at worst you will make a complete tool of yourself, and then maybe get on Heat magazine once in the next 2 years.
Kinga, it's not funny.
I guess the expression that seeped into popular vernacular was famous for being famous and famous for doing nothing. Although what you saw right from the outset with the show and with a lot of the characters on that first series was people that were extremely good at being on television.
Be the first in the shower with somebody.
We're real. We're unscripted. What comes out of our mouth is actually quite funny, sometimes disgusting, but so what? We're real. I wonder which celebrity guy's watching saying I love Narinder.
Stevie Wonder?
Why can't someone who's from an ordinary background, who's working class, have a bit of like the high life? And that's what I love about Big Brother, because it takes ordinary people and it puts them on a platform where they would never have been in a million years otherwise. And I know I wouldn't have been.
Is the fame of a Big Brother contestant real fame? No, of course it isn't. It's a transient, fleeting, media-created bubble that bursts very, very, very quickly.
The thing about fame is it's very seductive. You know, you come out into the outside world and for a period of time, the kind of life that most kids dream about. But what happens when that period is over? Do they spend the rest of their life trying to get that back? Do they spend the rest of their lives wanting that and feeling that they've not achieved their life's ambition? I just think it messes a lot of young people up, fame.
When it all does dry up and the 5 minutes has ended, what do you do next? You know, it's very difficult to go back into a normal working environment. I think the press are a bit nasty like that as well, because they'll often show you at your normal job and say, like, this was then and look at them now, and it makes you feel really crappy.
Who wants to go to a film premiere?
Me.
I'm sorry, you can't unless you're A-list, depending on what film it is. It's a sad state of affairs, isn't it? Who thought of A-list, B-list, C-list? I'm not sure who is actually on the Z list, but you're pretty damn sure one of us is.
So was there a specific moment when you realised that you were no longer famous?
I was standing there on the red carpet and the paparazzi were going, you know, they're going, Narinder, Narinder, like, ooh. And then one paparazzi said, oh, fuck off, Narinder. You're standing in the way of Emma Noble. And it was like the spell had been broken.
So in the 10 years that it's been on our screens, Big Brother has questioned the very nature of fame and celebrity. But as Big Brother also asks us to look within ourselves and ask some sometimes difficult questions about how we look at other people.
Well, I mean, one thing Big Brother's always been really hot on is featuring a diverse range of society. Right from season 1 with Anna the Lesbian Nun, there's always been different sexualities in the house, there's been different ethnic minorities, disabilities, people with disabilities. I mean, all kinds of people have been in there.
I'm black, I'm gay, I'm a conservative, I'm a master of foxhounds. None of these things are easy things to be.
For the first time in my life, I have met another black person that makes me feel capable of hating another black person.
I broke stereotypes.
Big Brother definitely helps people get beyond their initial stereotypes that they have of people and see the person, the individual, which is what the programme's all about.
If Big Brother is a real-life soap or a real-life narrative, it's got the kinds of people in it you will not see in EastEnders or The Bill or Coronation Street. And they become heroes or anti-heroes. And so from that point of view, it presents a very diverse view of Britain. I'm just not sure that any of them are individually representative of any of their particular groups.
Big Brother provides a platform for people that are diverse in a way that you hadn't even imagined existed before. So you're getting stories from people that are not just niche, they're niche within a niche within a niche within a niche, to the point where they are the gay Muslim that wants to go into Big Brother as a bride.
Come on, Headscarf, come with me now. Don't let me down, bitch. People were writing me letters saying stuff like, you know,
just I'm gay, I'm transsexual, I'm whatever, and I've come out about it, and you know, my mum saw you or my dad saw you and now they understand it better, or you gave me the confidence to do that, and that single thing does make it worthwhile for me having done it.
Big Brother was the first programme to have a black reality TV winner and a disabled reality TV show winner.
And that's not forgetting the first transgender winner or the first gay winner of a reality TV show. Watching people from all these different backgrounds who probably would never have met in the outside world thrown together by the Big Brother pressure cooker can result in the most spellbinding relationships.
Craig and Anthony. I guess a lot of gay men have been in a situation where they've had a crush on a straight man.
I know you don't like me saying this, but if you were... What? I would have.
Oh, no, but fair enough. What I thought was so fantastic is, although it didn't have a happy ending in that Anthony fell in love with Craig, Anthony's response as a straight man, I thought was really cool.
Sorry, mate, right.
Sorry. His accepting, understanding way of dealing with it was really to his great credit, and I think showed a lot of straight men a mature, responsible way to deal with that kind of situation.
I think Big Brother has sort of changed people's perceptions of minorities in some ways, but I'm not sure that it's a kind of social educational tool. I'm not sure the audience would be interested to be preached out like that.
I went on telly to show everyone that, you know, you can have a laugh and just have a good time, even having Tourette's, and then, you know, use it to make it be funny, you know. I think they're just bollocks. Wankers!
All my Tourette's is in context. I love it when that happens.
Wankers! And that made all the other kids not be like, I've got Tourette's, but they were like, oh, I've got Tourette's like Pete, yeah, wicked. Got all these letters at home. Thanks, man, you changed my life. You made me more like happy, and I can just be myself now. And that was the purpose. So I love those letters. They're my favourite ones. Wankers!
Pete was a massively popular housemate, as the girls of Big Brother 7 would strongly agree.
Please sleep with me.
And outside the house, the impact of a Big Brother winner with Tourette's has been life-changing for others with the same condition.
When you saw Pete on Big Brother, how did it make you feel?
Well, when I first saw him, I was nervous about what people would think of how Tourette's would be.
You have Tourette's?
Yes.
And are you in pain?
But when I saw how cool Pete was, it made me I thought people were coming up to me and going, oh, he's wicked, you've got the same as him. Yeah. And I think it made it easier for people with Tourette's.
Yeah, mate.
What did you think when you saw Pete getting lots of attention off women?
Cool. I could do that as well, because I've got Tourette's, I'd get loads of women.
Oh my god!
Wow!
Oh.
Guys! Oh, slow down.
Oh my god! That's well cool!
Some girls like a good twitch.
Well, I think women do.
I don't think Pete went into Big Brother to change people's lives, but looking at him with these kids, it's clear he's undoubtedly had an effect.
Strangers,
But the diversity of housemates isn't usually the cause of house tension. Typically, that's caused by things like someone eating all the cornflakes.
Oh, look! There's porridge oats! Porridge oats are good for you, they're healthy. Why didn't you have them, you fat ox?
But occasionally, just like in the outside world, divisions along much more serious lines do appear, like they did in Big Brother 6.
I don't know whether this is a coincidence or not, but has anyone else noticed that everyone in this room is all the ethnics?
You said that
like
10 minutes
we've
ago.
got Italian, Jamaican, Portuguese, Turkish,
All the
black,
ethnics.
Jamaican.
Yes, it does sometimes make you think a bit, and yeah, it's opened a bit of a debate about the racism, and yes, it's made us think about gay guys not being, this, that. They're still going to get cool names. We're still going to get... British people still going to be like that. Has it made Britain more tolerant? No.
Shut up.
You shut the fuck up.
Who the fuck are you to tell me to shut up? You might be some princess in fucking Neverland, but I don't give a shit. You're not no fucking princess here. You're a normal housemate like everybody else.
The cracks that appeared in the Big Brother 6 house were a warning of events that were about to happen in Celebrity Big Brother in January 2005. events that led to the most controversial Big Brother story ever.
This isn't just about a TV show anymore, it's a major diplomatic row.
I don't think it was immediately obvious what was going on when you had the tension between Shilpa and the other girls.
This was the only thing I ordered off the shopping list.
the condiments. Oh, please, learn some manners.
You know, you've got this sort of middle-class princess from India who is used to, ladylike behaviour as she sees it, and then you have these, working-class English scallies who didn't like her.
I don't know what name is, particularly. I'm not really clear. I said last night, Shilpa Poppadom or something.
Jade used words like Shilpa Poppadom because she doesn't have a big vocabulary and she can't express herself. And it's not an excuse, and it shouldn't have happened, but I think to be racist, you have to intend to be racist. And I don't think Jade did.
The bottom line with racism is you know it when you see it.
I think what I took from it was that I realised that sometimes I didn't know it when I saw it.
I know it when I see it because I'm a British Asian and I've experienced racism. I think there was a real reluctance on the part of lots and lots of people to say this is racism.
I think in Britain alone, 10,000 viewers who've complained about what's happened.
This wasn't one of those Big Brother stories where you had a lot of people in the newsroom saying, oh, don't be stupid, that's not a story, that's just entertainment. This was very, very straightforward. The Prime Minister was getting asked about it. Politicians were sounding off about it left, right and centre.
Yeah.
It was threatening the very fabric of Channel 4.
As well as causing outrage in India, events in the House also fell foul of TV regulators.
The Minister joined with me in condemning racism and xenophobia in any form, including on the so-called reality television show Big Brother.
First of all, let me say to my right honourable friend that I have not seen the particular programme in question, therefore can't comment on it. But of course, I would agree entirely with the principle that he has outlined, which is that we should oppose racism in all its forms.
Shilpa absolutely had to win Celebrity Big Brother, otherwise it would have been this damning indictment of Britain. The consequence of her not winning would have been really very depressing. The point is Big Brother gets headlines, it gets attention. So a drama or a current affairs programme or a documentary that sets out to make people think about racism would not have had the same impact as Big Brother taking us by surprise and suddenly holding up this mirror that showed us a rather ugly picture. And that was very, very powerful.
Coming up in part 3, Big Brother's infamous fight night. Ever since it began 10 years ago, Big Brother has taken the media by storm, hungrily consumed by tabloids and broadsheets alike. Coming up, the biggest Big Brother bust-up in history. And Celebrity Big Brother 5, when MPs go weird. As the years passed and the media obsession with Big Brother grew, the audience demanded ever more sophisticated ways of being entertained.
And I can't blame the producers. They do have a show to make, and every year when people go in, they know the game, so they do have to sort of manipulate the situation somewhat. And what I disagree with is when they take it just that bit too far.
As producers of the show, we have to do a lot more producing of the programme than we ever used to.
Your secret mission is to get the most nominations from your housemates.
You won't give me a yes because you think what I'm saying makes sense. Derek.
I'm not going to speak to anybody who shouts at me.
Come on. You're not going to speak to anybody who makes more sense than you.
What a good idea, Mikos. You've been told to kick off, have you?
Some people just leave me alone!
We'll vote you out after 5 minutes, then, if you like.
I mean, if you showed Big Brother 1 now to the audience, they would, I don't think people would actually probably find it quite dull.
This week's challenge is to make their own crockery.
You have until Tuesday morning to make a bowl and a mug each.
But when Big Brother 4 came along, the public, and therefore the media, didn't warm to the back-to-basics Happy House vibe, resulting in the producers rethinking and meddling with the format.
And a whole world of pain.
In Big Brother 5, the producers came up with a device that had never been attempted on a reality TV show before, one that proved to be the most antagonistic yet: the bedsit. Here, the two girls sat watching their so-called friends' every move, but more brilliantly than that, listening to their every word.
I don't really respect her as a person. I'm not really bothered about her opinions.
Fuck you! What a bitch!
As the mood shifted from upset into anger, Michelle guessed the pair would be put back into the house.
I sat with Emma and I said, look, when we go in there, do not, keep things close to your chest. Your knowledge is power then, if that's the case.
It's not breaking the rules by saying to them, actually, we've been in the bed sit, we've been watching you 24 hours a day, we've heard this, we know you said that. How about do you agree that if we don't say that?
Emma wasn't that kind of personality. She couldn't do that, so she agreed with me. She's like, yeah, we'll do that. But when we went back into the house, it wasn't long at all before it all broke out.
Fight night was kind of inevitable. Fight night was one of those things that Big Brother had been building up to over the years. But still, when it happened, it was kind of a shock.
What followed was scenes of such an explosive nature, it sent the media into a frenzy. By broadcasting live footage of the events, Channel 4 incurred the wrath of the TV regulators.
Ever since the genre emerged, there has been ever more extreme behaviour on the part of contestants, if not also producers. In the first Big Brother, all Nasty Nick had to do was a bit of plotting on the back of an envelope. But on the increase now are drinking, nudity, sex, nudity, and now violence.
It was the first example for me of the aggression and the rivalry that had been bubbling under the surface.
Achieve anything.
Clearly, it was a mistake to put Michelle and Emma in the kind of side room watching everything, but they weren't to know that that kind of animosity would grow in that way.
If I sat in that room with Emma and said, look, this is going to be serious, if I could see that, then so could Big Brother.
They didn't make them do that, but they pushed it.
I'm going to break it up!
After 20 minutes of arguing, Big Brother has decided it is necessary to calm the situation by sending security guards into the house.
I'm not doing anything, mate. I'm not doing anything.
It was a pretty dark day, actually, because you just watch those scenes and you can imagine the whole thing ending. I mean, Big Brother at times, because of its content and because of the fact that it is a group of people in the house interacting in a natural way, could go wrong. And that was the first example of it going wrong.
My take on Fight Night is Big Brother chooses big characters from diverse backgrounds and challenges them to put up with each other. And sometimes this causes unpleasant results.
The original idea came from this experiment that happened in the Arizona desert, where they built a sort of biodome to sort of simulate life on a distant planet like Mars, and a bunch of people lived in there and they had to grow their own food. It was Big Brother basically in the desert. It became very entertaining because everyone sort of fell out and these interesting sort of group dynamics happened.
With its roots in a bizarre US government experiment, could there possibly be any positive psychological benefit from being a Big Brother housemate? To answer this question, I went to Oxford to visit psychologist Peter Collette.
One of the things that scientists have been studying is how individuals react when they are enclosed in an environment. For example, what happens when we put people in a submarine under the sea for extended periods of time? We simulate, for example, a trip to Mars. Those are all capsule habitats, and so is Big Brother. Now, all the research on capsule habitats tells us several interesting things. Firstly, even though people come out complaining about it, they regard the experience they've had as extremely valuable. They say that it is something they are proud of, something that they value, something that was a turning point in their lives.
The person who most lays claim to being positively affected by their Big Brother experience is my favourite housemate of all time.
Shut up.
With the media in a frenzy about her hard, but in my opinion entirely justifiable behaviour,
Oh, you better know yourself if you're talking about me, little girl.
Aisling Horgan-Wallace had more to learn than most.
Being in Big Brother was a process for me to get to know myself a lot better. I recognised my bad points and accepted them.
Oh, me.
Oh, shut your mouth.
No, you shut yours. You're so boring. So
And you're not.
self-centred. Get over yourself.
What, like you are?
Me.
I'm not saying, you know, it was the best therapy of my life, but it definitely started a process that I needed to go through. I probably would have carried on my life in a blinkered manner and never checked myself like that. So Big Brother really opened the doors for that for me, and I've become a better person from it.
Even people who win the Big Brother popularity contest aren't immune to some quiet post-show introspection.
First thing I thought when I watched myself on TV was, oh, I can't stand my own voice.
Southend! Look, a Southend sticker! Shout out, got a Southend sticker!
And I thought, I'm quite childish.
Work out after.
What type, mate?
I can't believe I pissed the bed.
You've weaned yourself. Too much cider, babe.
Even some of the show's more colourful characters have managed to take a few positives from their time as a Big Brother housemate.
I think that everybody has something in their lives they're like cringe, whether it's on national TV or it's not on national TV. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sitting on the wine bottle. Whatever the viewers think at home, I raised my hands up. I didn't actually do that. In that house with my knickers on, it would have taken me a long time to remove my knickers and, you know, I'm going to go right now and masturbate on the grass. Yeah, that was a very outrageous moment. Would that happen again if I went back in? No. But you know what, at the end of the day, I'm still working to this day, and you know, in the media after 4 years, and I do know that that's because I'm one of the most remembered housemates because of that incident.
Big Brother is very, very special because it delivers three-dimensional, highly complex characters, people who are so multifaceted in a way which defies what you see either in television, soap, books, film. All those other kind of media deliver individuals who are essentially flat. They're not complicated. They don't have competing motives. When you're watching Big Brother, we're constantly being surprised. It's not only us, it's often the housemates. It's so much more fascinating for us, and that's why we watch it. It's something that we don't normally get from other media.
Big Brother's glamorous cousin, Celebrity Big Brother, has grown into an established means of forgotten famous folk clawing their way back into the prime. Politicians have tried and failed to harness the might of Big Brother, a show so powerful it's even changed television itself.
There's so many more reality TV shows now made since Big Brother. Now every different TV show, whether it's something like Strictly Come Dancing or I'm a Celebrity in the Jungle, and even like just loads of different things on BBC now, all have voting lines. Not only that, also more like the multi-platform way of watching TV with Sky Digital and stuff and the E4s. But tell you another reason why as well Big Brother's completely changed television is because the spin-off shows. There was no TV spin-off shows before Big Brother, Little Brother. And now you've got every single reality TV show now is a spin-off show. So all these different people that slate the show then have the same aspects of it on their show. And that's hypocritical.
This is one area where Krishnan Guru Murphy agrees with Brian Bello.
Big Brother's legacy is massive. I mean, in terms of television, its impact, you know, cannot be understated. Any time you want to put a load of people in a house and watch them interact, you've got Big Brother to thank for it. Whether it's boys and girls, whether it's drug addicts coming off heroin, you know, whatever the sort of the construct, it's a copy ultimately of Big Brother.
You watched recent series of Hell's Kitchen and they've got the Big Brother character played by Marco Pierre White. He's front of camera, Big Brother is behind camera. It makes no difference. It's still the same godlike presence. You see the sofas that they've arranged in the back garden. You see the presenter, Claudia Winkleman, who is some sort of spitting image puppet version of Davina McCall. You see, I mean, everything about that show was indebted to Big Brother. The Office, how could this exist without reality TV? You know, these things, anything that tries to pertain to get close to what a real story is or tell a real story in a real environment owes something to Big Brother.
It's definitely changed TV, whether you think it's for the good or the worse, and it has had some memorable moments. Apart from all the controversy, there have been some genuinely entertaining moments.
I'm so cold! I'm so cold! Oh, Daniel!
Hi guys, my name's Daniel, you're my friend.
The task begins now.
I'm so sorry. I love you, I'll watch every round you walk home. You're my best friend in the house.
Having talked about the show's influence on everything from celebrity to diversity, after the break I'll be looking at what the future holds for Big Brother.
It's the greatest TV show that's ever been made.
You're saying that the easiest thing to do to make something entertaining is have people shagging on TV or fighting or getting drunk and doing stupid things with wine bottles. Why should we applaud that as entertainment?
For 10 years, Big Brother's constantly created headlines and controversies. Turned nobodies into celebrities and provided us with endless talking points. Things to get annoyed about.
Who is she? Who is she? Who is she? Where did you find her?
I've lived my adult life like what I would consider an international pop star.
Doesn't matter what the rules are of a silly little task. I wear contact lenses. It's slightly more important than a silly little task. Comprende?
And things that are just brilliant.
Look at me. Look at me. You think this is funny? This is not funny.
Do you know I love you so much?
So my fucking coat is in police custody.
At the moment, yes.
My coat has been arrested.
The city is called Cambridge, the county is called Cambridgeshire.
Oh, it's not Kent then?
No. And the region is called East Anglia.
East Anglia? That's abroad. Leave this house because I fucking think you're small, smug, and shit! I hate you!
Hey.
Oh my God, Jackie!
Yeah, I'm Jackie.
George,
sure you're
what mission are you on? What mission are you on? Listen to yourself.
Pour me a drink.
No,
Is that what you said?
don't fucking bring that into it. That is low.
Pour me a drink.
Fucking low.
You're out of order.
Yeah.
You are out of order.
You
are out of order.
Pour me.
Fucking wanker.
You are out of order.
This summer, Big Brother starts all over again, and I cannot wait to be watching it, writing about it, and generally obsessing over it.
The thing about Big Brother is, as fun as its heart, it's real life soap opera, and soap operas continue sort of forever, really, because we're endlessly fascinated, I think, all of us, by human beings, and that's what Big Brother is all about. It's about people, and you know, there's always going to be people to watch, and I definitely think there's another 10 years worth of people that we'll be fascinated by.
You're saying that the easiest thing to do to make something entertaining is have people shagging on TV or fighting or getting drunk and doing stupid things with wine bottles. Why should we applaud that as entertainment?
Big Brother makes it into the broadsheets because it's got everything. It's got sex, it's got alcohol, it's got young people, it's got fighting, swearing, racism. It's a great big Catherine wheel of controversy. Any paper, broadsheet or otherwise, is going to be interested in this show.
I can't see why everyone wouldn't like this show. If you're at all interested in people, and I am, I'm fascinated by what makes people tick, what makes them interact, what makes them fall for each other or fall out of love with each other. If you're even slightly interested in that, this is the show for you because it offers you so much of that. It's just a great show. It is the great show. It's the greatest TV show that's ever been made because it is endlessly fascinating.
Do we love it? Do we hate it? Is it bad? Is it wrong? Is it representative of everything that is evil? Or is it actually the future? Discuss. And we will do, endlessly.
And a whole heap of housemates we have never seen nor knew we wanted to see will be embarking on a new adventure from this Thursday. Channel 4 has the launch show at 9, and straight after that at 10:30 get back here to E4 for the very first show of BB10's Big Mouth with Davina.